hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is the time of the month where a lot of the content on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So I think that we need to have a serious conversation about the future of Sasuke Uchiha, because let's go ahead and accept the fact that our boy, he's being done dirty right now. He's being done dirty. In the Boruto anime and the time slip arc, my man was always out of chakra. In the Boruto manga, Sasuke's been absolutely useless. And in the Naruto Gaiden manga that Kishimoto drew in 2015, that was the culprit. It started this whole Sasuke's out of chakra stuff. Sasuke wasn't able to use his full power until towards the end of Naruto Gaiden, when he and Naruto went to go babysit the Shin Uchiha clones. Ever since then, Sasuke's been a walking meme. My man, his chakra levels have always been on empty. Momoshiki literally looks at Sasuke and says, hey, hey you knock off Otsutsuki. You don't really deserve to have that rinnegan because you never have the chakra to actually use it. And Momoshiki just stabs Sasuke's rinnegan and makes his pupil do it. Talk about savage. But this brings us to Sasuke and Sasuke's future. So now that the Sasuke Alliance has got together, huddled around, they've gotten off a suicide watch, they put the ropes back into the closet, they put the chair and all the pointy objects away from everything that's by their computer desk, the laptop, however you read the manga volume. I think I understand how they could actually fix this. So I said, hey, maybe they can do Izanagi, maybe they can do something like that, and maybe that's the way that you can actually rectify the situation. But then I got to think, I said, you know what, Masashi Kishimoto is one hell of a troll. And Masashi Kishimoto also, despite the fact he didn't really care for drawing Sasuke, because at one point in time Sasuke's design was too difficult for him to draw, which I've covered in a whole video talking about why Sasuke almost wasn't created. But the fact is that, you know, Kishimoto also gave Sasuke some of the best character arcs in the manga. He's also given Sasuke some of the best fights in the manga. And Sasuke, for a long time, Sasuke was hands down knocking around Naruto and Kakashi in popularity at one point. So I say that to say Sasuke's damn near Kishimoto's favorite son, in the sense that he's given Sasuke power up after power up and all these different jutsu, and had Sasuke using 2 changes in chakra nature before Naruto even learned his first one. And if you go back to Naruto volume 72, if you go back to Naruto chapter 699, one of the things that you will see is that Masashi Kishimoto had Tsunade almost finished working on Naruto and Sasuke's Hashirama Cell Arm. And now that Sasuke's lost his rinnegan, Sasuke needs a bit of a buff. Well, he's already got Hashirama cells inside of him. He's already got those, because in order for Kabuto to restore him, I believe this was in towards the end of volume 70 or in the beginning of volume 71, but in order for Kabuto to save him, Kabuto had to inject Hashirama cells into Sasuke's body. And I say that to say, if you give Sasuke his Hashirama Cell Arm, there is the potential that Sasuke gets another buff. There is that potential, but also Sasuke would have 2 arms now, and now he'd be able to fully compensate for not having his rinnegan. Another thing that you could actually do with this is, now that you have big-brained Amado inside the village, working alongside Tsunade, working alongside Katasuke, working alongside Orochimaru, Naruto has all these scientists and medical geniuses inside the village. And given the fact that Amado knows so much about the Otsutsuki and Orochimaru, which is really freaking impressive, Orochimaru was able to crack the Uchiha tablet without having a Sharingan, and it was able to get a very good idea of how to almost awaken the rinnegan. He was a little bit off on it, but the fact is that all those brains inside of that village, there stands the potential that, given Sasuke that other Hashirama Cell Arm and maybe making some enhancements to it, maybe Sasuke is able to awaken both rinnegan inside of his eye. Now granted, this probably won't be what you see with the Sharingan Tomoe. Sasuke has 6 Sharingan Tomoe inside of his eye. Maybe you don't actually see something like that because that was given to him by Hagoromo, but because Hashirama was a reincarnate of Ashura, maybe if you mix in some of Naruto's chakra, you could actually replicate the same thing that Hagoromo did. There is a potential for that. There is a potential if you combine the 2 reincarnates of Ashura and Indra, you could have an upgraded Hashirama Cell Arm, and potentially maybe you even upgrade Sasuke's Sharingan to the Rinne Sharingan that Kaguya had, only Sasuke has it in both eyes. There is the potential that maybe something like that happens to where Sasuke goes from having that Kekkei Genkai to actually having a Kekkei Mora. That is something maybe you could play around with that. Maybe you could play with that to an extent because Sasuke and Naruto did get the Sun and Moon seals from Hagoromo. Naruto still has a small portion of that Sage of 6 Paths chakra. Maybe all those things working in conjunction together with a little bit of science is enough to actually upgrade Sasuke to where, yes, he lost his rinnegan, and yet Sasuke gained something even more powerful. I think that you could do something like that, and you could use the Hashirama Cell as an avenue to do it. Now, whether or not Kishimoto does that, that's going to be the question. That's going to be the question right there, because the way that Kishimoto writes, I could just as easily see him giving Sasuke a power-up as I could see Masashi Kishimoto also taking this opportunity to troll Sasuke once again and actually pass down the power up to somebody else, because this is a story that focuses on the next generation. So more than likely Sasuke is going to be used as a bit of a jobber to get over whoever it is going to be the next big threat, whether that be Boruto Shiki or whether that be Momoshiki taking over Boruto completely. This could be something where Sasuke's depowered a little bit in order to raise the stakes a little higher. You know, the big homie for Neverworld made a really good point in one of his videos that he did on the spoilers, where he said, you know, it really sucks as somebody that watched the development of the character, but you have to understand that the stakes do need to be raised in the Boruto manga. I'm so glad that Neverworld said that, because I felt like for a while that wasn't something that was being said enough. I know the fandom is split on that. The fandom split. So my question to you guys is going to be this right here. So if you had to think of a way to raise the stakes, how would you raise the stakes without actually destroying Sasuke's rinnegan? And do you think that this is actually a good way to actually redeem that moment right there? Or do you think that this situation is too far gone? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I might turn this into a community response and just see what you guys think on this. I'm really interested to see how you guys think the stakes need to be handled from here, because honestly, I think that this is really the only way. Somebody has to play the role of the jobber. Somebody has to get knocked down a bit, and I feel like Kishimoto's been setting this up since Naruto Gaiden, because that's when this whole out of chakra thing started. So removing the Rinnegan like this, removing his biggest asset and the biggest threat to the Sasuke clan, it's going to force the next people to step up. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think. But so always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.